Can I tell you about my watch? So for 40 years of my life, I'm from America, San Diego, where we don't have any timepieces that I remember. I don't remember us having any traditions or let alone any fashion or style. So for 40 years of my life, I had maybe a digital watch. But when I got to London, I was working in the banking industry. And if you're in the banking industry as a man, you can't wear jewelry. So the only thing you have that can really set yourself out from the other men in the room to project power is your watch.
Yes, yes.
And so a lot of guys get into their watches and they invest in watches. For me, I was looking at the music industry, and one of my favorite musicians was 50 Cent, a hip hop artist. And he had a big watch with diamonds on it on one of his books. And so I loved his music. And I walked down Old Bond Street and I went to all the watchmakers and said, I want this watch. Now, Jean-Claude, you got to forgive me because it was a Jacob watch, which was an electronic watch with diamonds all over it, very bling. The American rappers liked it. And everyone said, no, you don't want a Jacob watch. Go to Harrods. We don't sell that. We only sell timepieces. Mm-hmm. And so I went to a place called Marcus on Old Bond Street, which I don't think is there anymore. But at the time, the only ones who sold Hublots were Marcus and maybe Harrods, before Hublot had a store in London, and you know, because you ran this company. And they showed me the Hublot, and I said, it's got a rubber strap, it's rose golds, only old men wear gold watches. But the more I looked at it, I started understanding it's mechanical, it's got this beautiful thing on the pass, and self-winds, and there's no batteries. And I bought my very first watch ever. And this is in 2006 or 2007, probably right when you were taking over, before Hublot became everywhere.
Yeah.
Before they were sponsoring Formula One.
Yes.
And this was, I think, one of the first ones that maybe you were responsible for. Is this the Big Bang?
Yeah, of course. That's the Big Bang. That's my first innovation. That's how we brought Hublot back to the front of the scene of the Swiss watchmaking art. The Big Bang is that's what we did. That's how we started, with the Big Bang. And I called it Big Bang.
Why did you call it Big Bang? And what was the innovation that goes behind a timepiece that's also based on hundreds of years of tradition? I mean, this is, people think of Switzerland and timepieces and they don't think of innovation. And yet this was massively innovative.
Extremely innovative.
And must have been difficult to do.
Yes, and not easy. And you see how the life is strange. San Diego reminds me of Dennis Conner. Dennis Conner, he won the America's Cup.
Yes.
Very famous salesman, sailor.
Sailor, yeah.
He won several times. I went to San Diego because I know him well. I slept in his home, and I met him several times. And you know what? He doesn't wear a watch. As a sailor, the start is very important. You must start at the right. You cannot start 1 minute after the other boat. And I said to him, Dennis, you don't wear a watch? He said, no. I have my people who tell me 30 seconds, 20 seconds, but I don't have a watch. I am concentrated on sailing and I don't wear a watch. He's probably the only sailor that has no watch. Then you talk about Marcus. Marcus is my friend.
Okay.
I've known Marcus not recently, but not so long a time ago. But I met Marcus for the first time in 1981. And since 1981, we are friends. We go together for holidays. We are friends. We are friends. And of course, he was the first one to introduce my Big Bang in London. Wow. He was also one of the first one to introduce my brand anyhow in the world, because in the beginning we didn't have many customers. Now, why do we name it Big Bang? The concept of Hublot, the message of the brand. Every brand must have a message. Why do I make watches? Why? What's the reason? The reason why Hublot makes watches is that they bring together the past and the future. The past is there, the future is here. You can, in theory, not bring them together. And we say yes, because here we call it tradition, past, and here innovation, future. And the innovation and the past you can meet, and we connect them, which means gold, 18 karat red gold. We bring it together with an extraordinary modern material, ceramic, or rubber, or carbon. That's what we call the fusion. We fuse the past, this tradition, we bring it with the future, which innovation, we bring those two together. So our message is, Hublot means the art of fusion in the watchmaking art. Okay. Now, why the name Big Bang? Because when did we see for the first time gold and rubber together? When? In the Big Bang. Because they were all together. And then the Big Bang comes, bam! And gold says, oh, I will go to South Africa under the earth. And rubber says, oh, no, I prefer the tree. I go to Malaysia and I go on the tree. And then they separated and never again would they meet. And we come and we say, hey, gold, rubber, you know what? We are the art of fusion. We're going to bring you both together again. So we will go into the mine of South Africa. We bring gold. We go to the tree and we bring rubber. And they say, okay, you rubber and you gold. Come on, now we're going to fuse you together. And therefore, I said, we have only one name for the watch. It's Big Bang. Because it explains who we are, what we are. And everybody, we had a list of 100 names or 85 names, blah, 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 blah. I said, no, come on, guys. I call it Big Bang. Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything. I said, of course it means. It means what we are doing. So that's why the name.
Did everyone think you were crazy?
Yes, as long as people think you are crazy, as long as they are jealous, as long as they envy you, you are right. You are doing the right thing. How can you measure? You can only measure through people who say you are crazy, people who say you are stupid, people who are jealous, that shows you are right. So when people criticize us, I say to my people, come on, guys, this is a compliment. That's how you read how good you are.
But you're going to compete in a watch industry where everything is so traditional.
Yes.
And you're now saying, I'm going to stick rose gold with a rubber strap. You're asking people to pay 15, 20,000 pounds, and you're giving me a rubber strap.
Yes.
They must look at you like you're crazy. The competition must say, this is a joke. We'll never have to worry about Hublot.
I hope, as long as they say that, you are successful. If they say you are great, your success is gone. They will never make, competition normally doesn't make compliments on others. They say, blah, blah. They always find something bad to say. Now, rubber, just between you and me. What is better, crocodile that you have killed, or calf that you have killed, or pork skin that you have killed? Or is it better rubber that you have taken from the Evea, from the tree? I think rubber is better. Number two, rubber is anti-allergic because that's natural rubber. The natural rubber is anti-allergic. Some people are allergic against leather. So it's anti-allergic. Number three, can you go into water with a crocodile bracelet? No, the crocodile is in the water, but not the bracelet, not the skin. So it's not waterproof. We are waterproof. Number four, what is the resistance of a leather? Look at your leather shoes. If you go with dancing leather shoes in the mountains, you will see how bad the shoe will look after you have walked 15 miles in the mountains. So rubber is more resistant, more solid. It lasts for years and years. It is water resistant. It has no allergy. And it is, from a biological point of view, much more natural than killing a bird, killing a calf just to have your bracelet. So rubber is the perfect solution.
But was never used before.
It was never used
in luxury watches.
Because luxury tend the people who are managing luxury tend to believe that luxury belongs to the past. No, luxury has some rules from the past, from which we call tradition. But if you repeat tradition, where is your creativity? You are a repeater. And okay, I'm not against museum. The museum tells us how the past was. But it's not because I understand how the past was in the past that I should do today the same. Because everything has an evolution, even luxury. And if you look at certain luxury hotels, they all look finally boring because they look the same. So luxury has to change. I was in an hotel in Berlin where in the restaurant, the smallest table was for 16 people. And that's just great because it brings you together with others. It's like a communion, and it brings a totally other atmosphere than if everybody is sitting on a table with two and don't dare to speak too loud. So luxury is also changing. And these changes of luxury are going to accelerate in the 21st century.